All right, time now is 9:07 magic number on November 7th. Yeah. My hair looks like shit even though I literally had a fresh cut yesterday. Why does it look so bad? Well, anyways, yeah, I feel like even though I had a haircut, there's got to be always chunk of hair that goes like this. It always does that. I don't know why. Okay. Well, anyways, I slept from 2:15 to 8:45. Um, I did, yeah, yesterday was so frustrating for me. It was really bad. It was really mentally damaging for me. I watched like 15 minutes of me saying episode 17 and I just gave up. I couldn't focus anyways, because again, I was just having such emotional distress yesterday. Um, but yeah, I shaved. Let's hope nothing bad happens to me for the rest of the year. Because I would literally do stupid things if that happens. Um, so yeah, today's gonna be a bit of an adventure as well. I'm waking up this early because about 15 minutes later, actually less than 10 minutes later, fuck. I'm going to go out to Marina Del Rey to the Asian World Film Festival in-person meetup, and I will be seeing Pepper there as well. If I've scared Pepper yesterday, then well, I'll find out today. And then after the meeting, I'll come back home and I'll eat lunch. And then I'll go out again for my biology 3 class, which I messed up yesterday because of the RP3 homework. And then halfway through biology class, I'm going to abruptly leave. I think at around 4:45 I'm gonna do that because at 5:30 there's a networking event organized by Scriptwriting Club, the club that I'm in. And the thing is, this event is Thomas's idea. So if it completely fucks up, if nobody shows up and it's super awkward, the blood is not on my hands. Okay, I'm not responsible. Um, but I still have to show up to find out what's going on. And then that's pretty much it for today. It's another day full of conundrums. I see. I'm not that tired. It's 6.5 hours, so it's right in between enough sleep and being sleepy as fuck. It's right in between. So I'm actually feeling okay. I wish I have a full night's sleep though, because it's been a while since I've had one. And yeah, again, let's hope nothing bad happens to me today, or any day in the other in the future, because yesterday was already stressful enough. Um, and yeah, that's all. That's all. Um, yeah. Let's see what happens today with the Asian World Film Festival thing. I'm thinking of just wearing something casual, just wear my normal everyday clothes there, because I either do this or I wear something really nice and fancy, and I don't want to wear something nice and fancy because I would look really bad. Like, no, I would look good, but the chances of a homeless person robbing me would be higher, so I don't think that's a great idea. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But honestly, yesterday it wasn't even that bad. Aside from the whole conundrum, aside from the awkward morning and the RP3, and then my dry clean clothes being on top of the drying machine, it's actually not that bad. It could have been way worse. I feel like I've experienced 10 times worse back in secondary school. Remember how I lost my sports clothes twice in the same month? Um, yeah, that was something. And then yeah, back in secondary school, multiple things stack on top of one another, making me like go through hell. And I feel like I haven't gone through that hell for a long time. So yesterday wasn't anything that crazy, but because I haven't gone through hell for a while, it feels like I'm going through hell. Um, so I feel like I had a really dramatic reaction yesterday, and I'm rightfully stressed. I'm rightfully so, because again, for the first time in 3 years, um, since the end of everything, I had so much stuff to do. I'm so busy. I'm arguably more busy right now than I have been in my entire life. Um, hmm, yeah. I originally planned to eat a cinnamon roll, but now that it's already 9:12 and I have to leave in 3 minutes, I'll just eat a bowl of cereal.
How was Banshees?
Alright, time now is 12:42. I have returned to my apartment in my street clothes, and let's quickly talk about what happened this morning, and then I will resume with surviving the rest of the day. So yeah, I don't know how to comment on this other than it's alright. It's an alright meeting. I took bus number. So again, like Pepper didn't respond to me or say anything to me. I thought Pepper will take an Uber there or something. Um, but really, she's at her limits. But yeah, I took first bus. I had to run again to the bus stop, to the first bus, the second bus, and then I was gonna take a bus number 3, but then bus number 3 will not show up until half an hour later. So I quickly, cleverly improvised and changed my bus plan from 3 to 16. And I hopped on the bus and Pepper's there because Pepper's always somewhere. Like the same way when I went to the Asian World Film Festival launch party and Pepper just ran into me on the street, I run into her in the bus because she's always there. So yeah, I was like, Pepper's like, oh hey, and she was at the very back of the bus, and then I sat beside her, and I was gonna listen to some Midair Thief, some sad fucking music, but I guess not. So we talked a little bit, and it was kind of awkward because I guess it's in the morning, so we're both very tired and sleepy. She looked off into the distance. I also looked off into the distance. She asked me if I found my earbuds box back. So clearly she hasn't read my texts, or maybe she just swiped through them. I don't know. But yeah, we quickly arrived at the location at Marina del Rey, which is a place I've never really been to. And there's a coffee bean cafe, and Pepper's like, I want to drink coffee, except she can't because she has a cold or something. She's coughing. So the coffee's gonna ruin the pills or something. So there's that. She um there's an AMC theater, there's a drive-in theater, and then there's or dine-in theater, and then there's another the main theater. So we went to the main theaters, and that's when we met another guy whom apparently Pepper knows, a Japanese American guy who's very funny and outgoing and kind of awkward at the same time, kind of a weeb guy. So he's full on Japanese American, though apparently he went back to Japan for high school a little bit. But anyways, that's it. And then there's another guy who was on our bus, and I and Pepper were both like, okay, he's got to be like, he's Asian, he's walking in our general direction. He's also going to this film festival, right? Turns out he is. He's sort of this Korean American guy, or just Korean, I don't know. But he's very quiet. And then so it's just us four. And then very soon a middle-aged Japanese woman showed up, and then the our boss showed up. Not the biggest boss, but our immediate boss. And then, so it's not the Taiwanese woman. He's sort of above the Taiwanese woman, or at least at the same level as the Taiwanese woman, I guess. and then at some point Cliff showed up, and then at some point, um, some other people showed up, I guess. Um, there was a Taiwanese girl. Like when I see her, I'm like, okay, she's got to be Taiwanese. There's a pretty tall Taiwanese girl. There's a Chinese woman as well, and then there's a bunch of people showed up, and then Cliff the Malaysian showed up in an Uber ride, and we were all briefed around, and the immediate boss uh, took us to another spot nearby, about 2 minutes walk, and it's a little hidden reception room where I saw the Taiwanese boss lady, and then the Japanese guy, Nao-san. He's here. And then we came back, and then Aoba suddenly received a call like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Who is it?" I think to myself, "Who is it?" Turns out she's FaceTiming none other than Aoba because she's also coming too. Yeah. So Aoba showed up with another European woman. And then Javier, the Latino, showed up. It must be kind of jarring because like 99% of the people there are all Asians, aside from the tip top boss. The ultimate tip top boss is not really East Asian at all, or South Asian, or Southeast Asian for that matter. I don't think he's American. He's probably like, I don't know, Israeli or something. Or maybe Turkish or something. I don't know. I know it's a huge difference, but somewhere around that area. Yeah, that's that. So we got briefed. There isn't much important information. The schedule isn't out yet. And I'll receive the schedules maybe tonight. Justin didn't show up. Justin DM'd me earlier today saying that he can't make it today because he's in a class. He's in a stupid class. There's that. Not much else. It was very chill. It was raining. It was cloudy. It's very cold. And so there's this Chinese woman, right? And she's a little fat. Or I think she could be Taiwanese, but she does look and dress like a Chinese woman. And then she and Pepper are socializing, and they're asking each other for IGs, and I want to get in. I want to get IGs too, So I hopped in, and I just busted out a random sentence like "你也有 IG 吗?" which is like, do you also have Instagram? And because I busted in so randomly, Pepper's like laughing her ass off, and the Chinese woman was sort of confused, and the Chinese woman was like, she didn't even hesitate. She was like, "Is he your boyfriend?" And Pepper's like, "No, no." So yeah, that was really awkward. But again, it isn't the first time that people mistakenly think I and Pepper knew each other beforehand, or at least know each other at some sort of capacity. But that's not true. Everything's just a coincidence. It's all a coincidence that we're at the same age, we're in the same class, at the same college, studying the same major, doing the same few things. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so it's cool. I ended up picking a couple IGs. The Taiwanese girl, the tall Taiwanese girl I mentioned, I got her. And that outgoing Japanese American guy, I got him as well. He speaks English really well, but I figure he does speak a little Japanese. And then Aoba showed up, and Aoba's always wearing her shitty, I don't know if it's Adidas or not. It's not Adidas. It's some shitty New Balance. Yeah, New Balance. Some shitty New Balance white sports shoes. And I always wonder why is she wearing that. Turns out, the Japanese American guy, he noticed it, and he's like, "Oh, is that the shoes? The kakono shoes or something," which means school shoes. And Aoba's like, "Oh, so." So apparently that's the type of shoes you have to wear in a Japanese high school, in the gymnasium. So Aoba just like, I don't know, screw it, I'll bring it to LA. Very un-Hong Kong like, like in Hong Kong you have to just throw away all your past shit and wear fancy new stuff. Otherwise You don't show you've changed, you know. But yeah, Pepper looks so white today. Like she just put a lot of white mascara on her face. She just looks sick. But yeah, so we quickly finished the briefing in about an hour and 20 minutes. All right, time's up. Let's go home. So we all went home. Cliff, so the Japanese American guy, Cliff, Javier, we're going to Baja Fresh, which is a taco chain store, to get some food. And then Alba and Pepper are chatting. And then at the end, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna stay with those two. I'm gonna go with them. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with them. And then the Japanese American guy was like, yeah, we're the boys. We're the boys. You're not gonna hang out with them bitches. Like, of course, jokingly. And I'm like, and I jokingly responded, yeah, we're not gonna hang out with them women. But yeah, we went to Fresh, and I didn't order anything because I already food at home, and I don't want to waste any more money. I already spent like $240 something yesterday just for the clothes at Uniqlo and Ralph's. So I I'm like, okay, I'll not order anything. And Javier also needs to go. Javier needs to go to the main campus. And then so I and Javier left. We walked to the nearest bus stop for bus 16. And then of course Alba and Pepper are also waiting there, and then the quiet Korean guy is also there. And then we're all just waiting, and then we all went to the bus and we all sat 4 seats side to side to side to side. It's respectively Alba, Pepper, Javier, and me. Originally I was gonna sit the opposite side of Alba and Pepper, but I was like, I don't know. It was a little awkward. And then we were all very quiet, and we just listened to music. And that's awkward. Like, I don't like listening to music in front of people I know, you know? Like, it's just awkward. Like, I'm blocking myself from the rest of the world, but, you know, when I could be talking to you. But I ended up listening to music anyways because, like, Javier's listening to Tyler, the Creator. Pepper's got her earbuds on, her AirPods on, and Pepper's not wearing a mask. Like Alba, Javier, and me, we're all wearing masks. And then finally, Javier left. And then next stop, Alba left. And then a couple stops later, I and Pepper didn't speak much, but I said goodbye to her. She left at CMD because she has Film 21 with Thomas. And then I got off at SM Boulevard. And apparently, the Korean guy is also getting off with me, and then we walked to the same direction, and apparently both me and the Korean guy are also taking bus number 1. I spoke to him a little bit, and he said, oh, I'm going to a theater, and then we took the same bus number 1, and then we got off at the same stop, and then I walked back home. So right now I'm just going to eat a frozen food box. I'm actually really fucking hungry. Frozen food box. I'll eat some small sandwiches, and then I'm ready to go out again to face the world. Yeah, but yeah, it doesn't feel as bad, even though today's a rainy day and it's cold and it makes me sad. But actually, I feel more calm today than yesterday. Yesterday was just really aggressively stressful for me. But yeah. And I hope I get to actually wear those clothes from Uniqlo because they actually look nice, you know. I got the drip. So, yeah. Holy crap, it's actually raining. What a rare sight. Holy crap.
Oh yeah, we gotta take a picture of this. I almost forgot.
Alright, time now is 4:47. I'm leaving. I just received an email. Also, I abruptly left biology class. I received an email saying that I might be exposed to COVID. I have been identified as a close contact to someone who has COVID on Tuesday or Friday. What the fuck? And by Tuesday, like, well, I'll find out tomorrow. But I don't have any symptoms right now. So maybe I got exposed last Friday, and if I do have COVID now, then I'll know maybe tomorrow or on Wednesday. But yeah, that's the thing.
I grew up in Tuscany, Florence. The reason?
Started doing commercials, working in front of the camera until I was about 7 or 8.
Writing is hard, especially now, because it used to be like, and this is gonna sort of play the old.
Oh my god, it's 9:16. I haven't even had dinner yet. Please take me back home. I'm hungry and tired and sleepy. But yeah, in any case, I don't need to leave my apartment at all tomorrow. So that's that. Yeah. Alright, time now is 10:50 p.m. Let's talk about today. The second half of the day. Wow, today's another really long day. Quite a bit has happened. Usually Mondays are boring, but Jesus. So yeah, again, today, went to the Asian World Film Festival in-person meetup, came back home, and then I went back out again. Now let's resume the story. I took a bus to the main campus, and I was like 15 minutes early when I arrived. I arrived really early. I don't know why, but it really calmed me down. The fact that it's raining outside really calmed me. Like if it was hot and sunny, I would be agitated for some reason. But it really calmed me down today. Especially the intermission today, you know, the lunch I had at home. I didn't have much to do. I don't want to film an album review. I'm not in the mood for that. So I just chilled. And it was actually really nice. So I'm really calmed, you know. Anyways, I went to the main campus, went to biology class, and right off the bat I told my professor that I will be leaving at around 4:45. Second of all, about the RP3 homework thing, which my professor said, oh, well, if you can prove that you finished it before that time, you know, just send it to me. There should be timestamps, so I shouldn't be worried about that all that much, you know. Alright, we had biology class, and we learned about hearts, right atrium, left atrium, whatever. I've learned this already, it's whatever. And then we actually we had to dissect a lamb's heart, or a sheep heart, which is totally unexpected. I didn't know we were going to do that, but it's fun, actually. Now I'm beginning to, like, see the selling point of this class. This class is supposed to be, like, if you're not into biology, I'm going to give you a bunch of biology stuff and lab activity to do just to get you all hooked up and interest you, and that's it. Get an A, get out. But yeah, it's whatever. It's kind of fun. And then afterwards, I left. At around 4:45. Everyone's nice to me today. We really bonded over cutting the freaking heart. The black girl was like, "Oh, this is like, I like doing this." And then the white guy sitting next to me, who's like tall and muscular, a little muscular, he's like, "Oh man, this is not my kind of thing." And the professor was like a vegan, so she's like, "I'm sacrificing my values just for you guys." And the Japanese American guy was like, "Oh, well, there's that." All right, at around 4:40, I just left. I walked away. I took a bus to CMD, and it was nice. It was chill. I took so many bus rides today. Holy shit! I took bus 17 twice. I took bus 7, 3. I took bus 7 twice as well. I took bus 16 back and forth. I took bus number 1. And I took 43. And I took bus number 1 again. Just now. Just like the last bus ride. Holy shit. That's how many bus rides was that? That's like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. 4, 5 to come back home. 6, 7 to go to the main campus. 8 to CMD. 9 back. I took 9 bus rides today. Spent a significant amount of time on the bus today. But yeah, even so, a lot had happened. So I arrived at CMD, I went up to room 272, and boom, several people already are there. There's Betsy, there's Michelle, the Persian Latina girl, and she's like, "Oh, Enoch, my other favorite person." And I asked her, who's your other favorite person? And she's like, "Well, I have a lot. You're probably in my top 20. And Betsy's there, and Betsy's like, "Of course I'm your favorite person." And Michelle's like, "Yeah, Betsy's definitely in my top 5. Yeah, I'm honestly like again, I should be honored to be in the top 20 of someone's like favorite people list. Like this is already way beyond, like back in Hong Kong, like how I'm not in anybody's list, I'm not on anybody's minds. But anyways, yeah, several people showed up. Cliff showed up again. I saw Cliff again. I saw Javier, the Latino boy again. Miles showed up. And that's pretty much all the people I know. And then the Malaysian photographer, whom I met on Club Row, has shown up. And I was gonna tell Cliff, yo, there's a Malaysian girl there. You might wanna, talk to her. And then there was a guest speaker, and then another guest speaker showed up, and then there's the networking event, the talk, and it was nice. So Thomas told me to take notes on like what with my phone because I have my notebook, but my backpack is outside, and I'm already on my seat, cozy and stuff. And I don't want to write on my notes anyways, so I just wrote on my phone, and it was such a bad look because it looks like I was texting, but I wasn't. I was writing notes. So yeah, I hope nobody minded me. And then at some point, so at first it's like not a lot of people showed up, but then at some point 25 people showed up, including the professor. There were a couple of middle-aged people. There was a black woman who's like 60 years old. And then like she literally said that she's 60, but she's still doing film. And there were a bunch of students. There was a black girl from the Film 2 class, Isabel, the one who's not the one who dyed her hair blonde, the other one who always wraps her hair around with a piece of cloth. I don't know, but and then there's the other guy from Film 2. So I asked the other guy, like, have you heard about the news that there's someone in Film 2 got COVID? And he's like, what? I don't know that. Apparently he didn't receive an email about that, which is really weird. I thought when I received an email saying that I'm a close contact of the person who had COVID, I'm like, okay, so they probably automatically sent this email to every single student in Film 2. Otherwise, how would they know that I'm a close contact? Do they like secretly spy on me or something? And apparently they kind of do. Or maybe as that white guy who's apparently like Italian or half Italian or something. He said he's born in Lecco, and my Italian professor was like, "Oh my God, no way! I'm literally born in Lecco." No, the white guy, my Film 2 classmate was like, I went to Lecco, or like I studied there, or I've been there, or something like that. I digress. So I guess maybe the person who got COVID told the school who he or she had spoken to. Thus the school found out my email, thus, sending me this. I don't know. I was just brainstorming. What if it's Patrick? But if it's Patrick, then wouldn't Michelle know? Because both Michelle and Patrick are also in Film 33. I don't think so. And then I thought, what if it's the Thai boy? Except I don't think it's the Thai boy, right? What if it's the tall white guy, Tyler? Don't know. But anyways, I don't feel any symptoms right now, so I should be good. I'm gonna test out, I guess, because I'm also getting a little coffee, but I think it's simply because of the changing of the seasons. But in any case, I received an email quickly. Before I even went to CMD, while I was waiting for the bus ride to CMD, I received an email from the professor of Film 2. Tomorrow's class is canceled. That's right. So yeah, it's canceled, which is kind of sad because I was excited for class. I like this class. I enjoy it. But yeah, it's canceled, and then but that's also a good thing because this means tomorrow I can rest, I can sleep until whenever I want, and I can just, I have time to actually do things and watch movies now, so that's great. Anyways, back to CMD. There's a talk event. Listened through the whole thing. It was pretty interesting, actually. It went as way better than I thought. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people raised their hands and asked questions. A lot of good conversation went on. was really nice. And I was in a really nice like spot, you know, like Cliff's beside me. Beside Cliff is Miles. In front of me is empty, and then is Michelle. And then it's the half Italian guy. Perhaps he's half Italian. I don't know. Harrison. That's his name. The seat in front of me is empty, but at some point in the middle of the talk, Anton B showed up. So again, if you don't know who Anton B is a not very mentally capable man who, again, not very mentally capable, slightly challenged. And he walked into the room confused. I think he has a figure. I think. Oh, JT just DM'd me. Goddamn, I'm so popular. I think he knows that there's a networking event, but he just doesn't know how to act. So he just slowly and awkwardly walked up to the front table to grab snacks, and then just walked around, not knowing where to sit. Thomas was at the very front. Thomas and Betsy are at the very front, and Thomas had to leave his seat and to guide Anton B to a seat. And then later, Anton B was using his phone, and it was like making noise, and it was really awkward. And Thomas was like doing this to me, and I was like, and Thomas was like telling me to silence his phone. So I walked up to Anton B and I said, "Hey, can you please silence your phone?" And Anton B was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then he just silenced his phone. It was actually real easy. So that's that. So I saved the day. He saved the day, and I saved the day. So there was that. The whole talk was over, and I and Michelle and Cliff and Miles and Javier and Harrison just stayed around in a group and talked and chatted, laughed around, spooked around. We talked a lot about Film 33 and Film 32 and professors and all that stuff. Because again, there's a lot of drama involving Film 33 right now. Apparently, the Italian professor raged and called Michelle and Alba pathetic because of the poor crowdfunding work. And then Theo helped Film 33 edit a promo video, and the Italian professor hated it and said the only salvageable thing is the music. And then apparently at some point last semester, the Italian professor, the Indian professor, and the Mexican professor argued with each other for 1 hour and 30 minutes about a dolly shot in a short film called Never Silly. It's written by the Italian professor, and this argument is mainly between the Mexican guy and the Italian guy, but the Indian guy, my favorite, he was like, "You two are just idiots, let me just do it my way." And yeah, it was amazing. It was hysterical. Miles was there, Michelle was there, and apparently Robin, the German guy, was there as well. Apparently Robin was the main actor. But anyways, I wanted to speak to those two people as well. You can also find one of the guest speakers on Film Courage. His name is, I don't want to dox myself by accident, but Shane Stanley. And the other guy's Grant Anderson. And I actually walked up to them and spoke to them a little bit. I shook both of their hands. So Grant Anderson is really he's Mr. Film. He's not just a film dude. He's not a film bro. He's Mr. Film. He wears a suit. He's very well dressed. He's really well spoken, and he knows a lot about the industry, about the business, about film festivals, film markets, how it works, build relationships, keep old scripts, always help out in sets, start working as a PA, learn more, listen more, and he knows about. His main thing is to develop scripts. He knows a lot about, okay, this character is not resolved. Boom, your script is not good enough. Act 3, not good enough. Boom. You know, he's very good at, he really knows what he's talking about, and he's passionate about it. And as expected, when he shook my hand, his grip was really strong. Again, he's Mr. Film. He makes business. Of course, he has a strong handshake. And I said, "I'm Enoch." And he's like, "Oh, Enoch, that's a nice name. He's the oldest guy in the Bible, right?" And I'm like, "Wow, finally somebody who knows." And he's like, "Yeah, I used to go to the church a lot." And then a little bit later, I spoke to Shane Stanley, who's like the opposite. He's more indie. He's more wild. He makes trashy feature films at a low budget that are very actiony, fun, explosive. That's his thing. But he's still very passionate about it. And I talked to him a little bit and I said, oh, you know, I was wondering if short films are the way to go. And he's like, oh, you know, I think both short films and feature film also require the same amount of time. So, I mean, if short films are the way you stand out, then go ahead. But I would do feature films because it would require just as much amount of effort and time. And yeah. So yeah, there's that. And then at some point, at a couple times, the Malaysian girl photographer raised her hand and spoke up, and Cliff was like, oh, like I told Cliff, oh, she's Malaysian too, and Cliff was like, oh yeah, I could tell by her accent. I was just wondering the same too. So at the end, Cliff and her, I'm gonna say her real name because I'm running out of names at this point. Elin, and Cliff was like, oh, actually, when I was taking film 40 with the Indian professor told me, whispered to me, that there's another Malaysian girl in the film program of this college. So that's it. She's here. And they spoke and they got along. And yeah, at the end, it was like 8 p.m. It was real late. I need to go home and have dinner. I and Thomas, we picked up some trash and, you know, we shut down the whole room. We went down and then Thomas went to the Italian professor's office, outside of his office, to store the snacks there because where else would you put the snacks and secure it? And then I was going to leave and go back home, but then I saw Cliff and Aline and a couple of other people are still chatting inside the CMD building, right outside the bathroom. So I'm like, man, I want to join. So I joined in Cliff and Aline, the Malaysian girl. And it's actually fascinating for once that 3 Asians, but 2 of them are from one culture and one of them is not. The same way I, Pepper, and Alba hang out, but I and Pepper are more, you know, we're Hong Kongers. And then Alba, the Japanese, is for some reason the outsider versus the 2. So not very excluded, but still, like, there's a little isolation. And now I'm feeling that, and it's actually kind of awesome because now I'm seeing, oh, so this is how it feels. And when Cliff found out about Aline, the Malaysian girl, like, oh, like, I want to know how Cliff feels finding another Malaysian person in the film program. There's 3 so far, according to them. And Cliff even asked me, oh, do you know anyone from Indonesia? And I'm like, no. Oh, actually, I do know one from my film 2 class, the Indonesian girl, the quiet Indonesian girl. And Cliff was like, what, Michelle? And I'm like, yeah, wait, you know her as well? What? What the heck? We all know each other. And then I spoke to the Malaysian girl. I picked up her IG. Actually, Thomas showed up at around 8:30, and Thomas asked her for her IG, and I'm like, oh, can I get yours too? And she's like, oh, sure. She hasn't followed me back, I think. But yeah, I said, oh, I know another Hong Konger here. And Aline was like, Pepper? And I'm like, what? You know her too? So apparently, Aline, the Malaysian girl, her roommate is Preem, who is a Thai girl, who I don't know. But I've seen her on Pepper's Instagram stories. And Preem is Pepper's friend. It's all fucking connected. Like, if you were to draw people, like a character relationship map of my life now, it's just a spider web. It's exactly what I predicted. So yeah, you know, it's great to socialize. I'm getting deeper and deeper into the spider web, you know. And then that's pretty much it. And then it's like 8:40, Thomas left, and I'm like, man, I gotta go too. So I just walked. I walked on my own, I waited for the bus, I came back home, and at that point it was like 9:30 already. And I immediately made myself some food. I cooked up some salmon, ate 2 slices of bread, broccoli, garlic fried. I ate it up, and now I'm here, and I have no time to do anything else today. But that's okay, because tomorrow I have tons of time. Another thing is John L. told me that I have to go to another Zoom meeting for Friday at 6 p.m. because another actor is going to be auditioning for John L's short film. So I have a Zoom meeting for John L. on Wednesday 6:30 p.m. and then another one on Friday 6 p.m. Cool. And then now JT's asking me something, so asking me if I'm free this Sunday. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. Yeah. Damn. Also, Pepper isn't scared. Pepper didn't respond to me last night because Pepper didn't even see my messages. Pepper saw them, and Pepper was like, because I told Pepper about the whole church situation and how I kind of want to cut ties with the church, and Pepper's like, then why don't you just leave? And I'm like, oh, I don't want to. They're nice people. And Pepper's like, why don't you, say you're busy and then don't go 1 week and then go 1 week and don't go 1 week and then 2 weeks and then 3 and 5, like just slowly wean yourself from them. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And I have legitimate reasons too. Like, I got Alba short, Thomas is short, But yeah, that's that. And then Miles made a Discord server between me, him, Cliff, and Javier. Wow, I am in a group chat. So, again, you got to tick the boxes. You got to start checking the boxes. I am verbally considered to be a friend. Pepper's, I got in the same class with Alba. I and Pepper are almost chatting every single day. I am in a group chat now. I'm just popping off. So yeah, I'm feeling good today, actually. Today ended up being a lot better than yesterday, and I don't know why I'm so stressed out yesterday. I really don't. But yeah, gotta go. All right, I just called my mom for 10 minutes. Time now is 11:47. Let's be quick. JT wants to invite me because next Sunday it's her birthday. I mean, by next Sunday, I mean the coming Sunday. And she's inviting me to dinner. Holy shit, people are inviting me out to eat food. I feel like this is the first time since Thomas, right? I know there have been many times I'm eating food with people I know, but all of these times are, we're there for a purpose. We're not just eating food for the sake of eating food. Like, if I and Pepper and Alba eat food during the feature film shoot, it's because we're shooting a feature film. But, what are some of the other examples? I forgot. It's all related to filmmaking at the end of the day. But yeah, that's crazy. And of course, I asked JT who else will she invite, thinking that she's going to say Pepper, and the first person she mentions is Pepper. And I said, oh, you recently met Pepper, right? And she's like, yeah. And I asked JT, did Pepper mention me? And JT's like, yeah, because JT followed Pepper on Instagram, and she saw that I'm a mutual friend because I am very popular, am I right? Yeah. And apparently the Thai boy will show up too. So I don't think the Thai boy has COVID. I think it's probably the tall white guy. Because I'm thinking, okay, so it's got to be someone I've spoken to in Film 2 class, right? Yeah, so I've spoken too much today. I hope nothing happens tomorrow. Just peaceful day. Bro, holy crap. Script writing club. Goddamn, I'm famous. I'm famous now. Yo. Total lunar eclipse is supposed to be happening right now. I'm going to go to bed. I just took a shower, so unfortunately I won't be able to see it until 3 years later. I'm gonna see if I can see red light outside because of the blood moon. I'm gonna turn off the lights and maybe I can see it clearly. Yeah, no, it's impossible. The street lights are completely blocking it. Oh, I think it's a little reddish though. I think the sky's a little, maybe I'm just hallucinating, but the sky seems a little bit reddish. I don't know, it's impossible. I can't turn off that light. Huh. And I know the moon is that side too. Well, this is all I can see for the total lunar eclipse. Alright, time now is 11:43 a.m. in the morning on November 8th. Today I had a good sleep. I had a really freaking amazing sleep. I slept from 2:30 to 11-ish, 11:15. I woke up once at 8:40 because Cindy turned off the aircon, of course, but I wasn't mad because this happened so many times. I left my room, I went out, turned it back on, came back to sleep. Cindy must be so shocked, like, oh my god, whenever I turn off the aircon, it just, just magically turns it back on. Like, he's always awake waiting for the aircon to be turned off just to turn it back on. Like, he doesn't sleep. Yeah, I can sleep if you turn it off, I just can't. So I'm in my pajamas right now. Why? Because I'm going to do some exercises. Today's gonna be a chill day, I guess. No, hopefully nothing all that important happens. I'm not gonna leave my apartment at all. And that's great because I really need to focus on my own internal stuff today. I haven't even finished watching Missing episode 17. I didn't finish it yesterday. I didn't finish it a couple days ago. I just can't seem to finish one episode of TV. I need to finish that. I need to watch Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I need to watch 4 episodes of anime. Hopefully. I have a couple album reviews to film. I have to handle my uni app stuff, my short film stuff. No news from Lucas, by the way. He just abandoned me on this, I guess. Just stuff, I haven't received a schedule for the Asian World Film Festival yet, so I'm not really sure what my availability is, but it's already filling up. JT's inviting me to her birthday dinner, which is very exciting, because it's the first time since a long time since I'm invited to have dinner just for the sake of having dinner. But it's also fucking amazing because I'm being remembered, And again, it's such a small world, so it's not like if I'm being invited to dinner, it's like, oh, but I don't know anyone there. I do know there. Pepper's gonna be invited. Hopefully Pepper goes. And then the Thai boy's gonna be there, so I know him. But yeah, that's that. I don't seem to have COVID, but I'm gonna test myself if I have time, I guess. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. I don't have much else. I'm feeling way better, okay? With me sleeping for about 8.5 hours today. Yeah. And yesterday being not so bad, I actually feel a lot better in terms of my mood. Like, I feel better. I'm not as stressed out. I mean, I should be stressed out because there are a lot of unknown varieties to everything still. Like, what if I fuck up my biology? What if this happens? What if that happens? But I'm just learning to get over it, And yeah, I just I don't know. I don't got much else to say. I should keep it short and simple. My phone is running out of storage space again. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Oh my god. I've never seen Los Angeles rain this hard before. Holy shit. Alright, time now is 4:15. I'm just gonna quickly talk about what just happened. I have finally received an email from the boss from Asian World Film Festival about my volunteer times, and oh boy, this is not looking good. So right now I'm at a point where I'm just overwhelmed with everything. Yeah, the thing is, so the opening ceremony is tomorrow night, and I want to go. Except because I put down I'm not available on Wednesday night, I don't see my name for tomorrow, but I want to go. I don't want to waste my clothes. I just bought clothes from Uniqlo, $180. I have to wear it, And then at some point, okay, so again, JT invited me to her birthday dinner on Sunday night, which is a huge deal. I want to hang out with people. Being invited for dinner is insane because that happens to me rarely. So I want to go. And of course, I can't go now because on Sunday night I have a thing. You know, I have to apparently from 5 p.m. to 9:30 I have to work. And I wasn't given a lot of work either because I'm like not available at most times. So there's that. And then on top of that, for the closing ceremony and the closing films on November 17th and 18th, I also do not see my name, which is bad because I want to show up. Again, for November 18th, it's Friday and I have script writing club meeting, and I said I couldn't show up, but I don't know why for 17th they also don't need my help. But I also want to show up on 18th. Again, I bought those clothes. I need to use it, and I legit want to show up, you know? So I don't really know what to do. There's also not at one point where I and Pepper are together at all, which is to be expected, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to, and I don't want to ditch my work just for a birthday dinner. I told JT this. I asked her what time, and she said 6 to 7 at my host family place. So she's still living at the same house. The thing is, I have work from 5 to 9:30. There's no way in hell am I gonna make it. And then JT's like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay if you don't make it." So yeah, I don't know. Thankfully, I'm not clashing with my Friday 6 p.m. John L. Zoom meeting. So that's that. But yeah, still. I don't know. Again, I feel like I'm just at very awkward situations. If I go tomorrow to the opening ceremony, I would be late and it would look bad. If I go this Sunday, if I go to work this Sunday, then I will be missing JT's birthday dinner, and I don't know. I want to do both. You know, I want to help out, but I also want to attend the birthday dinner because not everyone, but Pepper will be there. People will be there. I think Potter will show up too. If it's at the host family place, Potter's got to show up, right? Because Potter lives there too. And then yeah, but then I don't want to tell my boss that, oh, I have a birthday. I know I don't have to explain it, but still, it seems like a very stupid idea to just ditch work because of a birthday dinner. And then for the closing ceremony, I got script writing club meeting, and I want to tell Thomas I can't go. Yeah, that is that. Yeah. Oh boy. Alright, time now 6:39 p.m. More friggin' updates. Holy shit, things are happening. Even though I'm staying in my apartment the whole day today, more things are happening, yes. So, out of nowhere, out of the blue, the Indian professor has responded to me. So about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I sent him an email asking him for internship opportunities or just film-related opportunities. And then he just responded saying, are you still around? Because I may have something for you. So that's really good. I don't think it's going to be anything that crazy. I think it's going to be about Film 33 because there's literally nothing else going on right now. The most important thing is Film 33. I think it's about Film 33. And if that's the case, then I'm going to tell the professor that I'm already in on it. I'm literally in on it. Like, I'm not officially in on it, but I'm kind of in on it, you know? But yeah, it's good. And then I had a discussion with Justin the Malaysian and then Pepper. So Justin said, so I asked Justin about the email and volunteer and everything, and Justin said a few of those days in this volunteer schedule, when Justin has to show up, he's not even available. So it's already kind of messed up for him. And then Cliff only showed up on that schedule for 3 days, which is not a lot. Pepper only has 2 days and I have 3 days. which is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is not a lot as well. On top of that, Justin said last year it's a total mess. So if I text the boss about about me wanting to go to the opening ceremony and the closing ceremonies, it should be okay. But then the next issue would be okay, so I spoke with Pepper afterwards, and Pepper already asked around. So the tall Taiwanese girl, Pepper asked her, I think, and apparently you have to arrive at 4 p.m. for the opening ceremony if you want to help out. But here's the thing, I got Film 32 until 4:30 p.m. and then I got John L's Zoom meeting at 6:30 p.m. So I will have to be late. And maybe I cannot be late. So I don't know. And then the next thing is I asked Pepper about JT's invitation, and of course JT has invited Pepper, and then Pepper's going, sure. And maybe Pepper will meet Potter too, because, you know, Potter also lives in the same freaking house. And I asked Pepper if she had seen Potter before, and Pepper said yes. Where have they seen each other? I don't know. I would like to know. Next thing is I told Pepper about the Indian professor emailing me, and then we talked about Film 33 a little bit, and I told Pepper about... Pepper's probably the only person that I can tell these things to, because if I tell it to, I don't know. If I tell it to Thomas, or actually, you know what? Maybe not Thomas. If I tell it to someone who's very talkative, then they may spill the beans. But I'm only telling this to Pepper. What Michelle told me yesterday about the Italian professor and Theo arguing, not really arguing, but the Italian professor saying Theo's video is bad, and then the Italian professor calling Michelle and Alba pathetic, and then the other time, Renata, the Brazilian girl, and the other guy are the only two people actually working in the art department. Film 33 is in grave need of people right now. So again, this is why the Indian professor wants me. This is why, apparently, during the last Film 50 class on Saturday, Pepper spoke to the professor about Film 33, or maybe the other way around, and the professor sent Pepper's email to another woman, and it's kind of related to Film 33 somehow. So there's that. So yeah, I really realized that, oh my god, I'm really knowledgeable. Like, I know a lot of people and things and secrets now that not a lot of people know, I feel like. Oh, Pepper's texting me. Alright, time now is 10:32 p.m. on bruh. Oh man, oh that was So yeah, I just had dinner. Pork chops marinated with lemongrass powder, bit of Wawa choy, and rice. And I'm now drinking a small can of Coca-Cola. Let's wrap it up today. Even though I didn't leave my apartment at all, I've left my apartment continuously for like 15 days already. When is the last time I didn't leave my apartment? When is the last time I stayed the whole time? I'm genuinely curious, because I've been going out every single frickin' day. But yeah, I was gonna say, even though I didn't leave the apartment at all, still, a few things happened. Okay, so, the last time I didn't leave was... I'm still scrolling. I'm scrolling through my schedule. Oh, it was October 22nd. So that's 1 day, 2 days, 3, say... $16 days. I went out of my apartment every single day for 16 days. So, that's that. Oh boy. yeah, what can I say? Today has been quite, I wouldn't say I'm productive because I still haven't done tons of things that I plan to do. But, to summarize today, there's the volunteer schedule thing, which is kind of a mess. Um, I hope the boss sees my message. I texted him right after dinner. I want to go to the birthday party by JT. I want to help out with Asian World Film Festival, but I also want to go to JT's birthday party. Um, I also had I think an hour phone call with Retablo, the guy who interviewed me, and it's nice. It's good. Um, it's also good to have someone to speak to. I know I can speak to literally anyone about everything, but also not really, because if I tell Pepper everything I'm feeling, it's like dumping like thoughts on her, or if I tell anyone else, like I don't know, Natalie. It's been a while since I've texted Natalie. Um, what next? I man, I just even though I saw Natalie in August, man, if I see her now, I would have so much more to talk about. Imagine if I decided not to go back to Hong Kong in the summer, and then the next time I saw Natalie, like, damn, like everything's changed about me. But anyways, I digress. I also replied to the Indian professor. I think it's about Film 33, and it's a good thing that the Indian professor is approaching me because the Indian professor is a cinematographer, and if he approaches me, then it's got to be something to do with cinematography, which is awesome and fancy, and I love it. Um, So yeah, that's really good. It's good to build relationships with the professor as well, even though he's not gonna write me a letter of rec. But still, it's good. It's a good idea. Um, and then yeah, I think that's mostly it for today. I still have a bunch of stuff to do. So yeah, again, like I said today, I finished watching Mii episode 17 finally. I'm gonna watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't have time to watch 4 episodes of anime today. I'm sorry. Man, that's so much stuff to do. And tomorrow it's Film 32, and then tomorrow we also have John L. Zoom meeting. And then I don't know about opening ceremony. I hope I can go. But if I do, I would like to go back home first and change to some fancy formal clothes. Um, and then yeah, I am like the UPM for tomorrow's short film, but I honestly don't even know what being UPM is exactly about, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of under first AD. So one of the people, I think it's Jonathan, the big Latino guy, he cannot come tomorrow, and he was a sound mixer, so I went to the Discord and I asked Andrew, who is the first AD, like, do you know anyone who can replace him? And that's all I've done as UPM. I don't know. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm still very grateful. I'm grateful that, oh, also I forgot to mention the big thing, and that is I just spent 1 hour redoing the entire Duolingo English test. And it's not bad. I think that's partially because this time I know what I'm getting into this time. So during the fill in the blanks, I actually did pretty well. I lucked out so hard. Because the fill in the blanks, they are difficult. If Pepper does the same thing I just did, it's going to be hell for her. But I lucked out so hard because one of the fill in the blanks, like they give you a passage and some words are blanked out, aside from the first 2 or 3 letters. One of the passages is about food, particularly fish, and it somehow involves iodine and mercury. And I know it's iodine. I see IO, and I'm like, oh, it's the iodine's got to be the word. But Pepper will not figure that shit out. And then the final fill in the blanks question. Thank God, it's about music, and I have so much experience talking about music, like, UNINS. At first I'm like, uninteresting. No, wait, UNINS. Uninspired. Dude, not even an average American would be able to figure that out. Holy shit. There are still a couple of fill in the blanks that I didn't know. Just a couple. It's fine. And then there are some speaking activities I thought maybe I sound a little too stiff because I keep trying to think of cool vocabulary to use, but I guess, I don't know, I just force myself too hard, maybe, so it doesn't come off natural. But yeah, I think overall I did pretty well, and I made damn sure I don't look away, my face doesn't move, like my head doesn't move. I didn't drink a sip of water or a sip of Coca-Cola during the entire test because I don't want Duolingo to make my test invalid because I drank something. I made sure I didn't open a single other window. The Spotify is closed. The Google is closed. So yeah, that's the Duolingo. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm really grateful that even though like back in 2020 and 2021, a day can go by and I received 0 notifications, no new emails, no one's texting me, no one's talking to me. But now every day consistently someone speaks to me, and it's just like, damn, I actually have a life now. Holy crap. Yeah. Oh, and Alba told me to put the footage from my camera into a USB of sorts. She said, can you bring the SD card tomorrow? And I'm like, are you sure you want an SD card? Honestly, I don't even want to bring my SD card because I have photos of myself. I have photo and videos of like me vlogging. Like the first photo I've ever taken is literally me taking a photo of that mirror, my reflection. And I don't want to delete that. That's like forever there. The first time I owned a camera, first photo I took, it's a mark, okay? So, yeah. But, yeah, that's it for today. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but again, I've been thinking about romance and romantic relationships, and I think, I don't know what it is. I don't know what being in a relationship is exactly because I've never tried it, and as much as I can hear other people talk about it, different people talk about it differently because it's different for everyone. The thing is, I think it's very time consuming and energy draining, and now is definitely one of the worst times to be in a relationship like it's just I'm just so busy every single day. So I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't even worry about this shit right now. Just what I'm thinking. Having friends is already great enough, and I feel like people like Pepper. The fact that I rely on her for survival and she kind of relies on me, I guess, I hope, is already good enough. It's already like, we're more so soldiers. We're more so comrades than we are, I mean, yeah, we're also friends, but we're also like fucking comrades, or in this battle, in this war. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, and my score for biology exam 2, 68.5 out of 70. Holy shit. I thought I did pretty poorly, but I once again underestimated myself. I'm actually good. I don't even need to worry about RP3. Okay? My exams are so good. They got me covered. And then my lab quiz 3 is 10.5 out of 12, which is alright. And then my lab quiz 4 is 12 out of 12, full mark. And then aside from that, I told Pepper I may go to the CMD campus to help out on Thursday. And because Michelle told me to, And then Pepper said, oh, I will go too. Like, I have to go because the Film 50 professor recommended me to Film 33. So I have to go. So once again, I and Pepper have coincidentally, gone somewhere. I and Pepper coincidentally, asked for help, asked to help out in a feature film. And then I and Pepper coincidentally, we'll go on Thursday. And then we also got invited. Like, our lives are so intertwined right now. It's actually kind of crazy, kind of cray-cray. And even small things like not being able to get into Film 33, like Pepper's also experiencing that. Like, we're experiencing so many similar things at this point. It's like, God.